I'm joined by Vahap Şanal, one of the best Turkish players. Vahap, what an amazing run here in the World Cup. You started off with a 5-3 win over very strong seasoned grandmaster Zenko Kozul. Then you defeated Absutorov 1.5 to half. That was a huge surprise of the round, although I'm sure that it was a very interesting match. You went on to defeat Korobov by 3-1, and you only were eliminated yesterday by the legend Ivanchuk 3.5, 2.5. Tell us about the run you've had here. Were you expecting it? Had you worked to get to achieve these results? What's the last year been for you in preparation for this World Cup, Vahap?
Yeah, so first of all, maybe this was not expected from me because of my age and rating, but I mean, I am always optimistic. Actually, maybe that's actually one of the reasons that I couldn't improve, I think, before. I was always going to tournaments that I thought like I'm perfectly prepared and everything will be fine and I would just get bad results. And I would be like, I'm great, you know, why I can't get good results? And then I just start to understand that I have this optimism problem, you know, like I just can't criticize I cannot see myself objectively. And I kind of tried to work on this. Of course, it's a good thing, but you have to eliminate your mistakes. And I approached more scientifically to this tournament generally, like I kept my optimism, but at the same time, just scientifically, I tried to eliminate my mistakes. And I think that helped a lot. So I kept my believing myself, and I also worked on my mistakes.
So you're working on your confidence and your trust at some point as well.
Yeah, that was like I never had a problem with confidence. And just you have to combine everything, and I was just trying to improve the other parts, yes, let's say technically my chess skills and so on.
Looking at your scores, of course, all of these players are absolutely astounding players, but defeating Absutorov in the second round, that strikes me to be the most important win of the four here, of the three. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course, before I was, when I got the pairings and I checked the pairings, I just thought that will be just so difficult because he's also, I mean, one thing is that your opponent is technically good, but he's also mentally extremely strong. Like, let's say if he gets a bad position, the game starts again, you have to show that advantage. He will give his full power to save the game and let's say even if he's down on, let's say you start the match 1-0, I think he has a very good skill to come back and mentally very strong. And also his dedication to chess is one of the top in chess world. So I just thought that will be tough, but generally, I just try to, my general mentality was just give your best and whatever happens, just accept it. And both ways are fine. If it goes wrong, I'll go back, work again, just my main focus was to give my best. Let's say I didn't want to go home and realize that I just gave my 50%. I just want to give 100% and then everything was fine.
Sounds very, very refreshing. Before talking about the match with Ivanchuk, I'd like to just mention, especially for the audience who maybe don't know you so well, of course, you're 25 years old. You have a peak rating of 2601, which for sure will be left behind very soon, I'm sure. But there was two things that struck me sharply when I was reading your biography. Of course, you're 2 times Turkish champion, but more importantly, in 2006, you were the youngest player ever to make your debut with the Turkish national team. Is this correct, or is there something wrong?
2006. No, I think that's just the youth championship. I think that's wrong. Okay,
so it can't be maybe some rapid event with because it did say Turkish national team, and I was very surprised.
I think it's wrong. Yeah. I think it's wrong. I would like to say it's true, but I don't think it's true. But I played in 2012 Chess Olympiads because it was organized in Turkey, and I played in B or C team of Turkey. So 2012, I was like 4. Okay, actually nowadays when you're 14. There are 1,000 players who plays in national teams, but then it was good. Yeah. So
yeah, that's very typical, playing in the B or C when the tournament is organized.
Yes.
Okay. touching on the organization of the Olympiad in Turkey, I know because I have several students that play regularly in Europeans and World Championships in Turkey. There was a huge boom of Turkish chess, especially kids chess. Do you think that yourself and other prominent Turkish players, and now Ediz, who's also very young, have really taken advantage of this boom? Could we say that that's one of the reasons that Turkish chess is at the level it's at now?
Yeah, so as a country, we don't have this chess culture, let's say 60 years ago. We don't have this. So chess started very recently comparing to other countries. And so we are introducing the game to the public in Turkey very recently. Like maybe 20 years ago, public started to see that, wow, this is like some professional game. And then, of course, once that introduction was made, the public was just into it very fast. So now when some chess content is uploaded to YouTube in Turkish, it just gets so many views. People are just, why we didn't know this game before and so on. But I think just this introduction was made very recently. So that's why this boom happened, I think.
Well, that's a great way to go into my next question, which is that I don't know if you know this, but Chess24 in Turkish language is actually the most followed for the World Cup of all the languages, including English. What can you say to that?
Including in English? Yes. Okay, this
has been told this morning.
This one I'm surprised. Really nice. I mean...
let's check that. That's what I've been told, but in any case...
Okay, so they're high.
They're very high.
Yeah, nice. So as I said, like we are population point, we are very like 80, 90 million. Yes, so... And people are really generally, you know, people love games in Turkey, football, basketball, chess, like they generally some culture that likes games. And generally we also like to watch something, root for something, we have that culture. So I mean, I actually thought, I didn't know it happened now, but I was like sure in, let's say 5-10 years, I think it will improve because let's say I also get recognized in Turkey, you know, I'm not that high on the world list, but like even then, like even now people are saying hi in streets, they say they are following and so on, so it's good. So actually it's also motivating us, of course, to play chess.
Your face is very similar to some actor.
Harry Potter, Harry Potter.
Oh, maybe that's also part of it. Okay.
Yeah, I think Harry Potter is the thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I have two questions, but let's talk about Ivanchuk first. I mean, Ivanchuk, he's a legend. I mean, he's probably if he had been a top player at any other moment in history, he might have become world champion. But of course, running next to Bizi, Kasparov, Karpov, it's very, very difficult. But he's a legend, and he still plays at a really high level. When you saw in the pairings that he was going to be your opponent, what were your thoughts? And give me your assessment on the match. Did you have any chances to get through, or was it finished as it should have finished?
No, I think what I couldn't adapt during the match was that he has extreme like sensitivity for positional aspects. Like, let's say you see 50 details of the position. I think he sees 200 details. I generally think that I'm strategically a good player. Like I have that education, but somehow I was like getting outplayed every single game, and I was just trying to survive. You know, like, let's survive this game, let's survive next game, because I just couldn't do anything, and in the end, last rapid game, I just couldn't survive and lost. So, generally, the reason that I couldn't show some equal level was this strategical understanding. I think he had that very high level. I mean, at least comparing to my other experiences in chess, this was the highest level that I saw, actually.
So you really noticed the playing against a player of such a level?
Yeah, he just has huge, like, as I said, there's just, chess has, I think, so many details, like in every position, and you see most of the details, but I thought I'm good at this, but he was just much better. He was just understanding these nuances so sensitively, and I just couldn't match with him there.
It was also a very close game. It came down to the second, I think the second 10-10 game, where he got in this F5, which even it was so unclear to me. I was watching it at the moment. In the interview, he said afterwards that maybe there was some defense, but he wasn't totally sure either.
Yeah, actually, what I watched the interview, the line he was saying that when he played F5, I have to take with bishop, but there I missed bishop H6, rook G, so F5, bishop F5. This is the line that he suggests. And what I missed here is that bishop H6, rook G6, bishop H5, and here I could play knight F8. This move I saw, but I thought it's not possible because of bishop F8 move. And there is after bishop F8, this is a mistake because there is an intermediate move, rook takes G1. So I missed this rook takes G1, and I thought the whole line doesn't work. And if you don't enter here, it's lost, and I lost like that.
It's a difficult one to see, and I was watching, and you were both low on time, so it's complicated. My last question for you, Vahap, did you come here alone, maybe with a trainer?
With my girlfriend.
Okay, so, and your girlfriend was also playing the tournament?
Yes, of course. We actually got eliminated in the same round. I mean, they're one round ahead, but so we came together and...
Tell me about the experience of playing the World Cup, not only your own World Cup, but also enjoying and suffering, I suppose, the World Cup of your partner who's also playing in the other category. That must be a very special experience, different from other ones you've had before, maybe.
Yeah, so I think chess is a very complex game, just mentally and generally, like you have to play the game correctly, accurately, and this takes a lot of effort. And sometimes if you're, let's say, I also talk with my father, but sometimes I just tell like it's, let's say I train extremely hard on some days, and then I just tell him like it's so tough, sometimes my body hurts, I don't know like if I can keep doing this, and he says like, are you exaggerating a bit, you know, I mean, because it shouldn't be that hard. Like I understand, but it should be. But just so with Theodora, we can understand each other. Let's say when you lose a game, sometimes you might be a bit mad and you might not be kind, and then we understand each other on those moments. So it's generally good to you can share your experiences, mental state. So from that point, it's very good. And yeah, also we are training together chess and. Generally, everything is fine, and
Theodora had a very good run as well.
Yeah, she's also a very good player. I think, yeah, generally we are supporting each other as much as we can.
That's great. So, before we finish, I hope Sergey can look at the position. I want to test your chess memory here. So I decided to test Vahap's chess memory, setting up one of the positions of his World Cup here, and he has to tell me which game did this come from. It's a tricky one for you, so I'll let you think 10 seconds and give me your thoughts.
Okay, this is my game from Abdus Sattar, like my second classical game.